Get ready for an extraordinary journey through the quirky side of U.S. geography. In this video, you'll uncover 50 surprising and intriguing facts about the country, all presented in a clear and engaging way. With every new detail, your curiosity will grow, inviting you to explore even deeper into this world of discoveries. Just outside Sacramento, California, the town of Rough and Ready made headlines back in 1850. Fed up with mining and liquor taxes, the locals declared themselves the Great Republic of Rough and Ready. Though their independence lasted only 3 months, this brief episode embodies the spirit of self-reliance and the vibrant cultural ferment of that era, sparking debates about identity and governance that still echo in American history. At the iconic Four Corners Monument, you can stand in Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah all at once. This unique meeting point of borders blends diverse cultures and landscapes in a single moment. Stepping into this spot, visitors feel the overlapping of histories, climates, and traditions, an illustration of how geography can bridge differences and spark reflections on the coexistence of distinct worlds. Located in New Mexico, Carlsbad Caverns features over 74 miles, 119 kilometers, of mapped passages filled with otherworldly limestone formations. The interplay of light and shadow among stalactites and stalagmites creates surreal, mesmerizing scenes. Carved naturally over millions of years, this underground realm invites adventurers and scientists alike to uncover its secrets, showcasing the silent power of geology. Beyond sunny beaches and the infamous Florida man tales, Florida hides a surprising geological phenomenon: sinkholes. Built on a layer of soluble limestone, parts of the state can suddenly give way to sinkholes. Even underwater, like the mysterious green banana, located 47 meters below the Gulf of Mexico. Locals affectionately refer to the area as Sinkhole Alley, a striking reminder that nature holds secrets as beautiful as they are unpredictable. Over in New Hampshire, Mount Washington holds the record for wind gusts exceeding 230 km/h, 370 km/h, marking one of the planet's most extreme climatic spots. Recorded in 1934, this phenomenon not only challenges adventurers scaling its heights, but also illustrates the raw, unstoppable force of nature. The fierce winds and rugged terrain offer a true lesson on the limits imposed by both geology and extreme weather. At the heart of Yosemite National Park in California, Yosemite Falls plunges an astonishing 2,425 feet, 739 meters, earning the title of the tallest waterfall in the United States. Unlike the mighty Niagara, Yosemite's impact isn't about sheer volume. It's the breathtaking vertical drop and the natural power sculpting the landscape. This natural wonder reminds us that every waterfall has its own story and magic. It might surprise you that New York is nearly on the same latitude as Mediterranean cities like Madrid. While the Big Apple endures bitter winters with temperatures well below 40 degrees C, many southern European cities enjoy milder climates, thanks in part to the Atlantic currents. This contrast shows how oceanic and atmospheric factors can transform climate experiences, defying our expectations based solely on geographic proximity. Lake Superior, the largest of the Great Lakes, holds about 10% of the world's fresh water. Its vast surface and depths, nearing 492 feet, 150 meters, not only impress by scale, but also underline its ecological importance. Protecting this natural reservoir is vital for global environmental balance, a reminder of how one body of water can influence climate and biodiversity on a planetary scale. In Montana's Glacier National Park, Triple Divide Peak is the starting point for 3 distinct watersheds. From its slopes, water flows toward the Pacific, Atlantic, and Arctic Oceans. A testament to the complexity of nature's systems, this convergence not only highlights the ecological ties across continents, but also symbolizes the unification of different U.S. regions, each with its own story and environmental dynamic. Off the coast of North Carolina, the Outer Banks, formed from shifting sandbars, are constantly moving westward. Storms and strong winds transport sediments, gradually reshaping the island's positions in a slow but relentless natural process. This ever-changing landscape reminds us that nature is always in flux, urging us to reflect on the impermanence of our environment and the resilience of natural forces. Founded by the Spanish in 1565, St. Augustine, Florida, holds the title of the oldest continuously inhabited city in the United States. Its historic streets, filled with centuries-old architecture, tell tales of cultural encounters and colonial legacies. Having weathered countless changes over the years, the city invites you to dive into the rich tapestry of history that helped shape the American identity. While many islands battle erosion, Hawaii's Big Island keeps expanding thanks to the relentless volcanic activity of Kilauea and Mauna Loa. Since 1983, lava flows have added roughly 500 acres, 202 hectares of new land, a vivid demonstration of how volcanoes, though formidable, can also create. This phenomenon is a living lesson in how nature's immense forces can redraw an archipelago's map. In Nevada, the boom and bust cycles of the gold rush era have left behind over 600 ghost towns. Places like Rhyolite, established in 1905, near Death Valley, tell stories of fleeting prosperity and eventual abandonment. These silent relics spark the imagination about the economic and social transformations of the American West, inviting visitors to ponder the highs and lows of the relentless pursuit of wealth. In California, an accidental canal breach in the early 20th century flooded the Salton Sink, giving birth to the Salton Sea. Once a recreational hotspot, relentless salt buildup transformed the area into a hostile environment where fish die-offs and unpleasant odors became the norm. This engineering misstep, now a cautionary tale, highlights how human interventions can yield unexpected and lasting consequences. Alaska, Colorado, West Virginia, and Nevada each stake their claim to being the most mountainous state in the U.S. Alaska boasts the most named peaks. Colorado dazzles with its impressive average elevations, and West Virginia is cradled entirely by the Appalachians. Each claim reflects a different perspective on what makes a landscape grand, whether by sheer number, altitude, or density, demonstrating that nature's beauty and power can be measured in many ways. In Cumberland Falls, Kentucky, nature treats you to a rare spectacle, a moonbow, or nighttime rainbow, created by the moonlight reflecting off mist. This elusive phenomenon, requiring very specific conditions of light and moisture, transforms the waterfall's surroundings into a nearly mystical scene. Drawing in curious onlookers and photographers, the moonbow inspires local legends and reminds us that nature can dazzle even in the dark. Off the coast of South Carolina, Morgan Island is home to over 4,000 rhesus monkeys. Originally brought in for government research, these primates have since thrived in their secluded habitat. Accessible only to scientists, this unique reserve not only underscores the intersection of nature and research, but also raises intriguing questions about the impact of human intervention on local wildlife. In the 19th century, Chicago faced severe public health issues due to the polluted Chicago River. In a bold engineering feat led by William Boldenweck, the city reversed the river's flow by constructing a 28-mile, 45-kilometer canal, diverting contaminated water away from the urban core. This impressive intervention reshaped the cityscape and protected public health, showing just how powerfully human ingenuity can reconfigure geography. At the far end of Oklahoma's panhandle, Cimarron County uniquely borders 4 states: Texas, Kansas, Colorado, and New Mexico, all at once. With a modest population, this confluence of jurisdictions and cultures creates a scenario where borders appear as mere lines on a map, yet carry distinct histories and challenges. The county's singular nature invites us to reflect on how political boundaries intermingle with geography and regional identity. Situated in the heart of Tornado Alley, Oklahoma experiences an average of 50 tornadoes a year, a consequence of cold Canadian air clashing with warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. This frequent activity makes the state a natural laboratory for studying extreme weather, while its residents develop impressive routines and resilience measures. The phenomenon reminds us that extreme climates are an intrinsic part of America's geographic story. Kentucky uniquely straddles two time zones. Its western part follows Central Time, while the east adheres to Eastern Standard Time. This division not only highlights the state's cultural and administrative diversity, but also reflects historical and geographic differences that have shaped local identity. Experiencing two distinct rhythms within one state underscores the rich pluralism of America and the complexity of its invisible boundaries. Rising sea levels and coastal erosion are gradually swallowing Louisiana, with land equivalent to a football field disappearing every 100 minutes. This relentless transformation affects communities, especially in cities like New Orleans, and raises alarms about the impacts of climate change. It's a poignant example of the urgent need to rethink how we live alongside such vulnerable environments. Shortly after declaring independence from Britain, Vermont struck out on its own. In 1777, disillusioned with British domination and New York's influence, it became an independent republic, with its own currency and a progressive constitution that abolished slavery and expanded political rights. Vermont joined the Union in 1791, but its brief stint as an independent state left a lasting mark, fueling ongoing debates about sovereignty and identity. Contrary to popular belief, Maryland is the only U.S. state without any naturally formed lakes. Lakes, like Deep Creek Lake, are man-made, created for recreational and water supply purposes. This uniqueness highlights how climate, geology, and human activity can combine to produce surprising landscapes, challenging our expectations about natural water bodies and regional diversity. Renowned studies have confirmed that certain parts of Kansas are astonishingly flat, almost as uniform as a pancake. This extreme flatness, a result of long-term sedimentation and erosion, not only influences local weather patterns, but also affects how light disperses across the landscape. What may seem monotonous at first glance actually hides a complex geological history that enriches our understanding of America's Midwest. In Utah's Arches National Park, the landscape arch stretches between 288 and 298 feet, 91 meters long, despite its modest width of just 6 feet, or 8 meters. Carved continuously by wind and water, this natural formation is recognized as the largest natural bridge in the United States. It challenges our expectations of natural structures while offering insight into the delicate yet powerful processes of erosion. Just 40 miles, 64 kilometers east of Flagstaff, Arizona's Barringer Crater is one of the best preserved meteor impact sites on Earth. Formed over 50,000 years ago by an asteroid roughly 30 to 50 meters in diameter. This crater, with a depth of about 570 feet, 173 meters, lets visitors witness the dramatic effects of cosmic collisions. Today, the site is protected as a natural monument that reminds us how the universe leaves its mark on our planet. At Craters of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas, you can try your hand at diamond hunting in an ancient volcanic site. Thousands of precious stones have been found here, including the Uncle Sam diamond, a 23-carat gem and the largest in the U.S. This unique experience lets visitors feel the thrill of searching for natural treasures while learning about the geological processes that create them, blending science, leisure, and history into one remarkable adventure. In Arizona, you can find a stunning convergence of deserts. The state is home to parts of all 4 major U.S. deserts: the Great Basin, Sonoran, Chihuahuan, and Mojave. This remarkable diversity of extreme environments creates landscapes that range from scorching aridity to dramatic contrasts. It's a powerful reminder not only of the vastness of the territory, but also of life's resilience in even the harshest conditions. Juneau, Alaska's capital, is unique in that it cannot be reached by road. Surrounded by mountains and glaciers, the city relies entirely on air or sea travel to connect with the rest of the state. This isolation only adds to its charm and the daily challenges its residents face, illustrating how extreme geography can shape a city's character and identity. Formerly known as Barrow, Utqiagvik in Alaska endures an extreme climatic phenomenon. For about 64 days, from mid-November to mid-January, the town plunges into the darkness of polar night, with no sunrise at all. This stark contrast to the 2 months of continuous summer sun poses daily challenges and spurs unique cultural and technological adaptations, showcasing humanity's remarkable ability to adjust and even celebrate the wonders of the polar environment. In Allen, South Dakota, you'll find the most landlocked spot in North America, more than 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers, from both the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Located in the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, this remote locale highlights how even America's interior can harbor surprising geographic extremes. Its isolation invites reflection on the vastness of the continent and the myriad stories hidden in its remote corners. Beneath Kansas City, Missouri, lies Subtropolis, a vast underground complex spanning over 1.8 million square feet, 167,000 pshaks, carved about 150 feet, 45 meters below the surface. Initially designed to store everything from pharmaceuticals to historical records, this hidden network demonstrates our ability to repurpose natural spaces for innovative commercial and logistical solutions, sparking the imagination about the unseen world right under our feet. In South Dakota's Badlands National Park, erosion has sculpted surreal landscapes where sediment layers have transformed into vibrantly colored rock formations that look like natural works of art. Every curve and ridge tells a story spanning millions of years, inviting visitors and scientists alike to decode the mysteries of ancient eras. This almost extraterrestrial scenery is a living museum of Earth's dynamic history. In remote Alaska, areas like Katmai National Park showcase the raw power of volcanoes. Explosive eruptions and active geothermal features create dramatic landscapes, filled with volcanic craters and lava deposits, all while grizzly bears roam the wild surroundings. This striking contrast between geological activity and wildlife invites both adventurers and researchers to experience firsthand the transformative force of nature. On the Detroit River, straddling the US-Canada border, operates a truly unique service, the country's only floating zip code assigned to the J.W. Westcott II boat. This floating post office cruises the river to deliver mail to workers on barges, showcasing an inventive solution to the geographic quirks of the region. It's a creative twist on logistics that brings a bit of charm to everyday routines. Rising majestically in Wyoming's landscape, Devil's Tower is a striking monolithic rock formation, steeped in mystery and revered by several Native American tribes. Immortalized in films and literature, the tower symbolizes the deep connection between nature and the spiritual world. Its sheer vertical faces and enigmatic aura invite contemplation of the geological and cultural stories embedded in America's natural wonders. Stretching 5,125 miles, 891 kilometers, the border between the United States and Canada is known as the world's longest undefended border. And the absence of man-made barriers speaks to the long-standing trust and cooperation between the two nations, while also showcasing the vast forests, lakes, and untamed lands that line this natural boundary, a peaceful counterpoint in a world often divided by walls. In Colorado, the fluorescent fossil beds preserve an extraordinary collection of fossils that transform a park into a natural history museum. Fossilized trees, insects, and plants, trapped in sediment layers, offer a window into life as it was 34 million years ago. This time capsule not only fascinates scientists and visitors, but also deepens our understanding of climate change and evolution. Unlike the ancient Appalachians, the Rocky Mountains aged between 35 and 65 million years, continue to rise thanks to ongoing tectonic activity. This constant uplift produces towering peaks that challenge both scale and imagination, renewing the landscape with each passing day. The dynamic evolution of the Rockies is a vivid reminder of nature's enduring vitality, often dubbed the land of 10,000 lakes. Minnesota actually boasts around 11,800 lakes. Some studies even suggest the number might be higher. This abundance, carved out during the last ice age, defines local culture and recreation, while highlighting that popular nicknames can sometimes underestimate the true natural richness of a region. In Kentucky, the Mammoth Cave System holds the title of the world's longest known cave network, with over 400 miles, 640 kilometers of mapped passageways, filled with impressive limestone formations, stalactites and stalagmites that look like nature's own sculptures. This subterranean labyrinth invites spelunkers and tourists alike into a world untouched for millions of years, standing as a testament to the slow but relentless work of geological forces. In St. Louis, Missouri, the Gateway Arch soars 630 feet, 192 meters into the sky, symbolizing America's westward expansion. This iconic curved structure, the largest arch of its kind in the world, embodies the ambition and creativity of the nation's pioneers. As it anchors the city's skyline, the arch also invites reflection on the journeys, challenges, and innovations that propelled America's growth. At the Grand Canyon, the shifting angle of sunlight transforms the canyon walls into a living painting throughout the day. As the sun moves, dramatic changes in color and contour reveal fleeting, breathtaking beauty. This interplay of light and shadow, sculpted over millions of years by erosion, celebrates the artful hand of time in creating nature's masterpieces. Formed from coral reefs and sandbars, the Florida Keys display a unique duality. The upper Keys preserve fossilized remnants from the Pleistocene era, while the lower Keys are in a state of constant sediment renewal. This contrast produces stunning landscapes and rich ecosystems where land and sea seamlessly interact, a living reminder of the vibrant history embedded in coral formations. Owned by the Robinson family since 1864, Niihau is a Hawaiian island with strictly limited access. Preserved to protect its native flora, fauna, and culture, the island remains off-limits to the general public, welcoming only native Hawaiians and special guests. This careful guardianship underscores the importance of preserving unique traditions and ecosystems in an increasingly globalized world. Along Wyoming's backroads, the tiny town of Buford surprises visitors with its sign reading, Population 1. For decades, Don Salmons was the sole resident, keeping the trading post and the town's spirit alive. This singular story, from a once thriving stopover to a symbol of solitude and resilience, prompts us to consider how geography and fate can intertwine in the most unexpected ways. In the icy wilderness of Alaska, glacially carved fjords present a breathtaking natural spectacle. With towering, dramatic walls and deep, mysterious waters, these icy inlets tell stories of an era dominated by powerful glacial forces. Each fjord, shrouded in a mystical atmosphere, challenges our perception of time and space, inviting adventurers and scientists to experience nature at its rawest. Colorado's fluorescent fossil beds continue to astound with their unique collection of fossils. Preserved in ancient sediment layers, trees, insects, and plants offer a glimpse into life 34 million years ago. This natural time capsule illuminates our understanding of past climates and evolution, reminding us that relics of the past can inspire and inform our present-day efforts to conserve natural treasures. Known for its vast deserts and ghost towns, Nevada is reinventing itself as a renewable energy powerhouse. Tapping into its intense solar exposure and expansive arid lands, the state has been investing in solar energy projects that transform heat into clean electricity. This innovative shift demonstrates how human ingenuity can turn natural challenges into sustainable opportunities. blending tradition with modernity to reshape the landscape in harmony with nature. Thank you for joining this journey through some of the most astonishing corners of U.S. geography. Each fact, with its unique quirks and insights, opens a new door to understanding how nature, history, and human intervention intertwine in unexpected ways. If you enjoyed this deep dive into fascinating discoveries, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for our next video, because there's always something new to uncover. See you next time.